Today I am tracking a full band. They're going to be here in about 15-20 minutes, so I'm going to walk you guys through the process. So first thing I do is set up a session. I pull up 20 or so tracks, and I have it set for 96 kilohertz, 24-bit in Pro Tools. I am not using my tape machine. I am recording through the burls, which I am completely okay with. My most used preamps, and the ones I'm using today, is from here down. This is my sound. This is what I've been using for years, and they work, all right? I don't use too much EQ or compression when tracking because I know that I'm going to be mixing and doing a lot in post if needed. So 10 APIs and 8 Neves. And then I have more if needed, but that's my baseline. Pro Tools is set up. I have all the tracks spread across my board so I don't have to mouse around really fast. I could raise the bass, lower the guitars, adjust the snare. There is an aux send coming off the console for their headphone mix. The whole band will be in here. You see all these cables everywhere. You got headphones, a few more pairs over there, and they're all going to this headphone amp that's taking that aux send off the console. The drums is pretty typical if you see my other videos. That's how I actually record bands. So I'll go through it real quick. Got a sub kick Solomon, Yamaha MZ204 at the hole, and then a FET 47. All right, on the snare, I have a Audio-Technica Pro 37, which requires phantom power. And then on the bottom of the snare, I have an SM57, phase correct. Hi-hat, Neumann KM84 for 1972. Overheads is AKG 451Es. I just love the way these sound on cymbals. And then toms are my new biodynamic, I think they're called D35s. And then for my stereo room is the new Mojave MA300s, which I'm itching to get another pair of, or at least a FET version. So, all the musicians will be in here. Guitar player will be plugged into this cable. Another guitar player has another cable over there, and the bass player is going to be DI'd. So what I have is bass, guitar. I just discovered that the EP booster before the radial DI sounds amazing. So I am going to record it like this. So that EP booster is going into my radio. Now, I don't have to use this because I have DIs on my 1272s, but I like this. I have this going into a Neve 1272 via my wall plate. All right, so the guitar players are coming through 2 cables into the one guitar player is going through this 1983 JCM 800. It's 50 watts, 6550 tubes. And then the other guitar player is going into this 1979 JMP, which is 100 watts with 6550 tubes. These are coming through into their original cab. So this is the 1983 JCM 800 mic'd with a Bayer M160 and a Shure SM57, phase correct. That's the JCM 800. The JMP 100 is going into its original cab from 1979, mic'd with the Royer R101 and an SM57. Love the Royer R101 on guitars. And I love the Bayer M160 on guitars, along with SM57s. So, when we're tracking, my main goal is to get a good drum take. But if the guitar players are happy with their takes, we'll keep them. If not, I will immediately overdub them with the same setup without changing anything. I don't mind bleed. I actually like it. It's that rumble underneath that adds something, right? Okay. Now, those guitars, those mics are coming into, I'll just go through it. So the drums are going kick, MZ204, kick, sub, Solomon, snare top, snare bottom, floor tom, rack tom, stereo overhead, left and right, which is the AKG 451s. Then I got a hi-hat, and then I have that FET 47 on the kick. And then the MA300s are going into this bottom pair of Neve 1272s. The guitar player, one guitar player through the JCM 800 is going through this pair of Neve 1272s, so SM57, Biodynamic M160. The other guitar player, SM57, and Roy R101 through this pair of Neve 1272s. Then the bass DI, that radio and the EP booster is coming into this Neve 1272. And then this Neve 1272 I have for a scratch vocal if needed. All right. So again, my most used preamps. All right. All this is going into the Burls and the Pro Tools. And that's pretty much the method I use. One thing I want to say is, even though I have all this set up and we have good isolation and all that, when they come here, I'm going to take my time. I don't let bands rush me. I'm going to take my time, and I am going to get them a great headphone mix. I'm going to sense when they're warmed up and feel comfortable. I'm going to make sure that my volumes are correct, that I'm not recording too hot, because me playing drums in there testing and then that drummer coming in, believe me, the levels are going to be different. You could put two different drummers on the same kit and it will sound completely different just by the way they play. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't do any serious recording until I am happy with the sound. Because if you're not happy with the sound as you're recording, you're not going to be happy with the sound when you start mixing. If you've seen some of my other videos and mixes just seem to fall in place and fall together, it's because I spent a long time recording. Recording is a huge part of the process. If you want a good mix, it starts with a good recording. And all that starts with a good song and a good player. All right? Thanks for watching.